Oh, behind the keyboard. Can we talk about the Emmys a little bit?
I am super
I
excited
would
to figure
love
out where
to.
this is going and how this is going to
I am
apply to
too.
us. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
take it away,
I'll go
Ben.
on. Yeah, I'll go on mute for a second. Just
Go on mute. So, I think so. The what everybody thinks of as the Emmys, the primetime Emmys, I think got announced yesterday or getting announced today or something like that. I don't really know. I don't really care. I'm not a big awards guy. But uh, I know you guys are aware, but I think most of the public is not aware that all Emmys are not created equal. There's like levels and tiers of Emmys. So like you say you're an Academy Award winner, for instance. You know, you won an Academy Award at the Academy Awards. The Emmys are a little bit different. There are the primetime and the daytime Emmys, which are the big ones that are on televised and all that. There's also what are called regional Emmys. Um, and a lot of people are multiple time Emmy Award winners. The way the regional Emmys works is somewhat different than what you think of if you think of the Grammys or whatever it might be. Regional Emmys, you kind of pay to enter. And there are a lot of different categories, and the categories are very nebulous, and they are subject to morphing into different things from year to year with various levels of um, categories. Uh, and I thought that that was very eye opening when I was very young when someone I knew won an Emmy, and I was surprised how they won an Emmy because they held a very low level role on a very lightly viewed piece of television content, and they kind of explained to me how it went. And the show that they worked on was in a very niche category. It was like a subset of a demographic of a sport, of a region, um, of a level of play, and they won it for like the show didn't win it. They won it for like background sound editing of a local non-professional semi-weekly digital sports show or something like that. Um and when they and of which there were I think there were 3 entrants, and the way the voting worked is so the way the regional Emmys voting works is you have a panel that votes. They give their votes. I think the top 4 vote getters automatically become finalists. So if you have less than 4 shows in the category, you're guaranteed to become a finalist because the top 4, and then from those 4 vote getters they vote again. So it often is just exactly the same order because people are just it's the same people revoting once again. Again on a nomination that people paid to be put into that category. Um, then once you win the Emmy, you don't receive a trophy. Again, stop me if you guys are aware of this, or if not. You don't receive a trophy for winning an Emmy. What you do when you win an Emmy is you get notified and you get told that your show and your competency won an Emmy. Here is your order form to purchase your Emmy. So you fill it out and you send it in, and they send you the trophy. And this happens. This is I don't know how the national Emmys work, but that's how the regional Emmys work. So I'm very proud and happy for everyone who has won an Emmy, deservedly or not. I'm sure they look great on the mantelpiece. But there is a trutherism that has to be pointed out, especially with the regional Emmys. That each time someone shows you their regional Emmy award, ask them how much it costs. Because I don't know how much it costs now. I know that in I think 2007 or 2008, it wasn't cheap. It wasn't like a bonkers amount of money, but it wasn't cheap. So it's a great way to buy some decorations for your fireplace.
This
What
is
do
uh
TV
TV executives think is the net benefit of being like a multi Emmy award? Like,
because
do
your audience
you
doesn't know
for
what they
what you
are. Your audience doesn't know.
Yeah, but
all that.
They don't
but
care.
because of
Yeah.
that, I'm saying, like, does that draw more people? Like, for what you're
Um,
paying for the investment of saying, of getting into all these Emmy categories, it's like, does that pay off in like respect? Like, especially when this is a known thing in the industry. I,
I,
I don't know.
I don't mean to be too blunt. I just think it's like inherently uh, vain and selfish
Yeah.
industry, and this just appeases that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like, I was, it's kind of hard to totally comment on this when I've only had one job, so you know, criticizing people. But you see other people in the industry, I suppose. Um, I will say I was a project that I was a large part of, was nominated for multiple New England Emmys. I was not part of the nomination for a handful of reasons. Um, if I was and I had one, I'd probably buy the trophy just to like. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, so I get it. Like, it would look sick right behind me. I get, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
But
right.
it would be more of a joke. It'd be like, you want an Emmy? I was
Yeah.
like, well, I want a fake Emmy.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like the Red Sox World Series ring I
Yeah.
had sitting right here
Yeah,
from
I have.
2018.
That's
Yeah, they
exactly
couldn't have done it without
right
me.
next to my rings too. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I don't wear it out, but I show people like, oh yeah, I have a World
Yeah, you
Series
wanna
ring
see
because
it?
it's so
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like, yeah, to me, it's all about the presentation of it. How are you billing it? You know, it. There is some.
there are local people
your-
who put like 3-time Emmy winner in their Twitter bio or something, and it's like that's
well,
just
so that's what I was gonna say. Is that
it's like you are
that I
not
think
Kiefer
is intentionally-
Sutherland or whatever. Like,
Yeah, that's intentionally deceptive, I think, and that's one of those things that it's like I feel like journalism, especially broadcast media, has just become so like vapid and surface and image focused that like this whole Emmy thing is a perfect encapsulation of that. That it's like, so you'd rather just have the trophy and say like I'm a multi-time Emmy winner than actually like, do something to earn it or work. Like, I actually don't blame anyone for being like, all right, I won an Emmy, I'm gonna get a trophy just because I won an Emmy. But it's like, are you walking around saying I'm a multi-time Emmy winner? Am I this? Am I that? Because for people who do know, it's like I look at that and I immediately think like, all right, so you're trying to overstate what you do or how, competent you are at your role. And that, like, I have an issue with people who go into journalism because they want to be famous, or things like that. Like, it's just like, it's not, that's kind of a big J journalism thing, but it's like that right there is the type of thing that's like, oh, I'm an award-winning journalist, like I have this massive Twitter following, I have this, I don't give a shit. Like, what, tell me what you've actually done.
speaking of things you could needle Dakota over.
Yeah. Oh jeez. Yeah.
No, it's the bragging about it that gets to that point. Because I also know someone who, I went to their and they had like 3 Emmys up on the thing, and I was like, oh, 3 Emmys, right? And and essentially, it came out that like they've won like 15 times, but they just got tired of buying the trophies because they're like, this is stupid. Like the first 3 times I was all excited, but now it's like, no, I'm not gonna give you money for another trophy just to like have them lined up. But it's the point if someone it's like making it their, yeah.
I will say too, this isn't just like TV. Like the APSE awards and stuff like that are just as like if you have to nominate yourself or nominate your writer, their work, like it's not a true recognition of like the best work that's done, especially in like a rapidly expanding field. So
Yeah.
and I think the Emmys are kind of seeing that too, where it's like, how do you judge YouTube and stuff like that? So like that's the other thing. There's another element of like the evolving state of media and specific platforms and media, like that's complicating the discussion even more too. So it's not
Well,
just the local or the regional Emmys.
I mean, you're seeing it. I know, Mike, I've been accused of not watching golf, but that Grant, what's his name? The guy
Horvat,
who got
yeah.
invited to the Horvat, yeah, who got invited to the PGA event and is basically saying no because he couldn't have his own cameraman there. And it's like, yeah, I mean, that guy's probably going to bring more eyes to the PGA Tour, but I also get that the PGA has poured, hundreds of millions of dollars into rights deals with things. So, like, that gets murky. And so, yeah, all these, like, especially legacy media are going to have to figure out how to coexist because that's changing. And, like, the award show thing is just so, like, I don't know, pretentious maybe, that it's like, I don't know. It's not a good encapsulation of
It is kind of funny that we're like bookending this episode with like relatively hollow personal honors and achievements where it's like for like antiquated industries or whatever. It's like the baseball all-star game versus like TV awards, regional
Well,
sports.
when is doing good work just not satisfaction enough? Like I know I sound like a boomer saying that, but it's like
I was gonna
if you're a journalist, but thinking about it purely through a journalist lens, I'm 30 years old, okay? It's like if you feel like you are doing a service to your readership, to your audience, whatever, if you find value in that, why do you need your company to pay for you to get some sort of recognition? It's just like it's self-indulgent. And so to me, it's just it puts people's priorities in the wrong place because that's how you get these people who don't know how to write a straight news story, but they'll give you some like awful feature with a 700 word anecdotal lead because they get all these awards for it that their editor submitted them for. It's just it sends the industry in the wrong direction.
It's hard to argue. But I also think you're like the way you're looking at it is maybe a little outdated and
Cynical.
yeah, it's just like I think there's just as many people if you go to like a journalism. I mean, Ben can speak better to this than we can obviously, but like I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot of kids going into that profession, especially with how perilous it's been in recent years, and it'd be like all I want to do is seek truth and report it. Like I don't think that's
Thank
it's
you,
like
Marty
no, actually,
Dobrow. Yeah.
yeah, it's like I want to be Bill Simmons, or actually that's aging me too. Like Bill Simmons isn't even the guy anymore. It's like I want to be, Bob
Pat
does
McAfee.
sports or Pat McAfee. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
To be clear, I don't besmirch anyone for taking pride in a job well done or being, being proud of working on something that was of high quality and, wanting to, wanting people to know that. I think that's an admirable thing. I just think it's worth being aware that a campaign you need a campaign essentially to win a regional Emmy, and there's work involved in getting nominated and getting people to vote for you, and there's so with that in mind, it's similar to like a political campaign, right? Like at the end of the day, like someone gets the most votes and they asked for those votes, like they put a lot of work into getting those votes, but they still won and they still get to say that they are senator or whatever. You still get to say that you're an Emmy winner. It's just not to make the political it's not just George Washington saying I don't want to become president and an overwhelming amount of people saying no, you're the president. Like fine, I will take on the mantle of Emmy winner because that is all what the people want. No, you asked for that, you wanted that. Yeah,
you're just like you're not rewarding the most qualified or most talented necessarily. Like it's just because especially in media where it's like there's like 1,000 kids out there who could do the job of the person who just won a New England Emmy or whatever, but like because they work at a certain company and were afforded an opportunity, they get that as opposed to somebody who's just as talented as they are. Which is like
I think it's just
thing too.
Yeah, I agree with your point, Ben, that like people should be proud of their recognitions. And like I've said, like if you get an Emmy, go for it. Like whatever. You want to brag about it, sure. But just know that it's like the people who wear it like a badge and are like, I'm a multi-time Emmy winning anchor. It's like that is very easy to see through. And it's just again, like this is purist journalism, but I do think it's antithetical for these outlets to be like, we are trying to cover things fairly, we're trying to be objective, we're trying to be this, we're trying to be that, and then you're running campaigns for awards. Like that just I feel like those two things kind of contradict each other.
Also, your peers just think you're a dork.
Yeah, but I guess so.
At the end of the day,
well,
like,
yeah,
as like a baseline thing, like if that's something like
yeah.
They should give out Emmy rings. You can wear your ring.
Yeah, I mean,
should I wear my Red Sox ring for the end of this episode?
I'm a 2-time World Series champion, so I should put that in my.
Aren't you a Stanley Cup champion?
Yeah, you're Stanley Cup champion.
Yeah, I didn't get a ring for that though.
Well, that's a classic. That's a perfect. That's a perfect like.
That's
thing.
a good idea.
I didn't get a ring though.
I might change my thing to 2-time World Series winner, 1-time Stanley Cup winner. One of the only people in the history of the earth to achieve as much. But the only other ones I worked with.
Modern day
Yeah, that is
Babe
a good point.
Diedrichson up
Like,
here. Yeah.
but like I don't know, maybe that was maybe a little bit more like of a meritocracy. It's because I had only been there a year or whatever. I got a watch instead of a ring, and it's like, well, even though it probably had more to do with like the fact that the team didn't want to pay for it, the company, like,
Yeah. So come back next week when we'll crap all over Nobel Peace Prizes.
Oh man, we don't need to get into the nuts and bolts of awards. It'll just be disappointing. Don't
You
get
guys-
me started on the Grammys.
You guys have anything else to cover?
I'll quickly say, so I went to bed before the All-Star game was over. I will admit to not knowing that the swing off was part of the thing.
Me
so
either.
my first understanding of what happened was this morning. I look at my phone and the first sports notification I have is Kyle Schwarber becomes first player to win All-Star MVP without recording a single hit. And he's a DH. So I was like, what the hell did Kyle Schwarber do in a 7-6 game without recording a single hit? And then the next notification is he won the swing off thing. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So
I
caught
misread
up on all
something.
that
I
this
thought he
morning.
went like 3 for 3. Like that's what I had seen. And so I saw a headline saying he went 3 for 3, and it was the home run guy.
Yes.
So he won the MVP. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But now that you're telling me this, I'm just learning it in real time. And what?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
I had basically the combination of your two guys. I didn't know about the swing off, so it came to the end of this ninth inning. I'm like, I'm not watching extra inning All-Star baseball. Got up this morning, looked at my phone, and it said Kyle Schwarber 3 swings, 3 home runs, wins All-Star MVP. I'm like, he didn't even get 3 at bats. How did that happen? So
yeah.
but hold on. But did you guys hear about MVP gate?
No.
So
Was it something with Alonzo
no.
involved too? Was
Or
Rooker?
so somebody apparently last night went to the announcement in 2002 or whatever when they announced that the swing off format was coming. And in the rules of the thing is that they said the swing off, if it happens, is not part of the game. So the MVP has to be someone who comes from the first 9 innings. And it was in the article. They screenshotted it and they tweeted it last night. This morning, somebody was fact checking it. They went back and looked, and it's not there anymore. But they used the Wayback Machine. Apparently, it was removed in the early hours of this morning at 4 a.m. Eastern time.
Hell yeah.
So
Give it to me.
They went in and they changed the rules. That's the con.
That's far more interesting than the actual game. So.
Matrix Manfred. Oh man.
So yeah.
Also, I was just thinking about this earlier.
Put an asterisk next to Schwarber's MVP
What?
award.
I mean, whatever. You want to do the swing off? It's fine. People are talking
That'd
about
be
it.
so
Obviously,
funny if Jonathan Aranda was the MVP.
They clearly they made the right decision, but people are talking about it, but what's wrong with the tie anymore? If they just were there might be an All-Star game tie, just fucking live with it.
Oh, can you believe
That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. What?
Oh,
Who
there would
cares?
be conniptions from
Why?
there would be conniptions from the
I read it's
58-year-olds who
we're
watch
not-
the
we're not
MLB All-Star
playing this
game.
anymore. Guys
When
have
was
to go to the
that
beat.
tie? Was it 2008 or something like that? There's a
2002, I think.
tie. Yeah, something like that. There was a tie in the
No,
2000s.
I get.
And I
why,
remember being a child and being yeah, this is
Yeah.
wholly unsatisfying.
I love Logan mansplaining why that there was a tie in the All-Star game. It's man, we lived through that. It's Gen Z explaining. Whatever you are. But
I'm a
but if they
millennial.
were just up front, the problem with the All-Star game tie when that happened was it had never happened before, and they just hadn't really prepared any sort of contingency plan, and they ran out of players. If we just all accept the fact that the All-Star game could end in a tie, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Or they
Do
could
you
just
remember
call
the
it,
confusion? I was so confused at that time. The game and all of a sudden they're meeting at home plate. It's the beginning of the game, and I'm what are we restarting the game?
Yeah.
What's happening here?
Me and my coworkers were talking about the year that Brad Lidge was warming up for 7 straight innings. It's Brad Lidge is up, Brad Lidge is down, Brad Lidge is up, Brad Lidge is down. And it's yeah, some manager, whoever that was, Brad Mills at the time, was probably having steam come out of his ears, but seeing his pitcher go up and down. But Yeah, I mean, I like the swing off concept. It's also very baseball for them to like we are three people dialed into baseball and we didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that the game starts at 8 in the first place. That's East Coast bias anyways, but I know right away. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to stick around to watch, you know, whoever Justin Wilson play because this game's going to go until 11 o'clock. But if I knew that that was around, it's like I probably would have at least hung around longer. But
I think.
yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say my blazing unrealistic take is that they should the All-Star game should start at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it should be entirely focused on kids. It should be like the Nickelodeon broadcast, like just have it in the afternoon, have it just not for old stupid people like me at all, just totally micro focus it on kids and just be like, hey, look at how fun baseball is. You're over by 6:30, and get out of there. Yep.
Especially in the summer. Like,
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
And I actually had this thought the other night, not as dramatic as that, but like, I was like, it's been tough to get my 4-year-old into sports. Like, he's not totally into it yet, and whatever, that's fine, and maybe he never does. But like, the home run derby feels like perfect for a 4-year-old. It's like, just watch this guy hit the ball as far as he can. Look where it landed. That's cool, huh? The thing starts at like 8:30. He's in bed. Like, you know what I mean? Like that type. Yeah. Like with that sort of thing, like the ratings can't be good enough to justify like needing to have it at 8 o'clock, and be in prime time. Like you can, and then replay it if you want. I don't know.
When the All-Star game was in Houston, I think it was 2005 or 2004. That was the year that it was like Miguel Tejada, Rafael Palmeiro, and it just kept going and going. And I was like 9 or 10 at the time. And I remember like that home run derby is burned into my brain. Like when I think of that, it's like everything's being compared to that. And it's like, yeah, they now just put everything so late at night. It's like college basketball games tipping off at 9 o'clock for the title game. It's just, yeah, they wonder why they can't get young fans. It's like you bury your marquee events late at night.
All right, old people don't want to stay up for games. That's the way we're old men, and we're taking our nap in the easy chair.
I stay up late for it, but then I'm mad about it. I'm like, well, I'm an adult who can make decisions on my own, and I chose to stay up for this.
That's my thing. I've got no interest in the swing. Like the All-Star game's awesome because like I watched 3 innings of it last night, and I was like, all right, cool, that's good. Yeah. I'm going to bed. Like, this is fun. I checked the summer box. Like, I'm going to bed now. I don't give it. I don't care. Like, you can go do whatever you want after I go to bed. I don't give a shit.
There you go.
Luckily, the jerseys were back. That was big.
Yes.
Yeah, oh, I loved that. Yeah, that was.
I did not love the Mariners and the Rays wearing alternates, but yeah, for the most part, the jerseys.
But still, whatever. We don't need to get it. I just like the Cubs have the greatest uniform in sports, and like the fact that they would ever wear anything else is just. Yep.
I promise this will be my last point, but and I just lost my train of thought. Nah,
jerseys?
Never mind. My last point's been made. Yeah, we were talking about jerseys. Yeah, the uniform was right, and then it just completely escaped me. Wow. I think it was tangentially related. Yeah,
all right, we'll hold on to eventually. It. We'll jump off next week with hot points by Logan. All right.
Oh, the Futures game. I agree with the point that was ridiculous that they put the Futures game at 3 o'clock on a Saturday, or it might have been 7 o'clock on a Saturday. It was going up against like multiple games before they were about to have a week off from baseball. Like I saw somebody say they should just put the Futures game as the lead into the All-Star game. Totally agree.
Or lead into the Home Run Derby.
Or into the Home Run Derby. Yeah.
Well, this is all a TV thing because it used to be on the Sunday night, but they put the draft on Sunday night now. So
yeah.
Yeah, they want to put the draft on TV. So
it's put the Wednesday and Thursday after the All-Star break are the 2 slowest days on the sports calendar at any point in the year. It's like, how could you not put that game on Wednesday?
I bet you like minor league teams are like, screw that. We need those gates because that's the only time people are.
Yeah,
that's true. All right.